and the monotonous blur of the dial tone answered back. Squinting, she managed to find the phone's off button and lay back for a moment against the pillows, gloomily considering the idea of getting a pair of reading glasses. When was the last time she'd had her eyes tested? Had she ever had her eyes tested? Must have done. When she was at school, if nothing else. So long ago, who's to remember? She half sighed and then half laughed at herself and threw back the covers. She swung her legs around and nearly banged her knee against the wall. She reached up, drew a pocket handkerchief-sized curtain away from the round window and yawned widely. She slipped her watch on. 8:15. She could see it perfectly now she had some light. The optician could go peddle his bike elsewhere for the time being. Who said bits began to fall off when you reached the big 4-0? She reached for her tights and wriggled into them, then pulled off the Def Leppard t-shirt, that one sure sign of her misspent youth, now doubling as a nightie. She reached for her bra and glanced down, wondering if it was her imagination or were her breasts really sagging. Maybe it was just pre-coffee gloom, or worse, excess fat. Hastily and rather inelegantly, she struggled into her cross your heart and stood up. It was exactly one step to her wardrobe. The sliding doors always stuck when she pulled them open. That was another thing she missed. Doors that opened outwards, normal ones. And, like most mornings, she cursed her husband, or ex-husband, or late husband. She never could get it straight in her mind which it was. But current, ex, or late unlamented, one thing about Ronnie remained the same. He was, without doubt, the worst thing that had ever happened to her. Selecting a pale blue blouse to go with a dark blue skirt, she dressed fast, moving exactly one more step to her right to stand in front of a small mirror. Were those grey hairs appearing in the bob of sensibly cut brown hair, or was it the poor light again? Whatever, a few strokes of the brush, making sure of the parting and pushing back the two wings either side of her face, took care of it. A quick pat of powder, a dab of darkish lipstick, and she was ready. Her stomach rumbled. Well, almost ready. She moved through the permanently open door into the tiny passageway and then to the open-plan lounge and kitchen area. No time for toast, which was probably just as well. Her constant battle with the flab was beginning to weary her, but not to the point of giving in. She reached for the kettle warily, wondering if the gas bottles needed changing yet, but no, within minutes it began to hum, as if reproving of her ongoing pessimism. A spoonful of instant and artificial sweetener, and things began to look up, not least because she had some decent windows in here. Outside, things looked encouragingly blue and green, and yellow. A sunny day, perhaps. England in May. You never could be sure what you'd be getting once you were daft enough to stick your head outside your front door. Dashwood Lock, she muttered, reaching for her phone. Oxford, down to Kidlington. Her finger paused above her own place of residence, the strangely named village of Thrupp, right on Kidlington's back doorstep. No Dashwood. Must be north. Scroll along. Lower Hayford. Follow the line down. Cleves Bridge. Highbush Bridge. Yep. Dashwood Lock. Her finger tapped on it thoughtfully. She noticed the clear nail polish on her index finger was chipped. Damn. A blank area of green. Dashwood Lock, it seemed, was right slap bang in the middle of precisely nowhere. Great. That meant no witnesses, no doorstepping to do. Nothing to hope for in the way of possible leads unless the local farmer had some cows or sheep that were in a talkative mood. Damn, she muttered, squinting at the mileage from her current position. 4. Easy going up the towpath on the bike. Good for those thigh muscles. Think of the war against fat and what a nice little victory that would be. But the SIO turning up at a crime scene, on a bike? Not likely. She had enough image problems to live down as it was, thanks to bloody Ronnie, without looking like some new-age greenie. No, the car it would have to be, which meant finding the nearest village, which, by the looks of it, was Northbrook. Her lips twisted wryly as she contemplated the map, no doubt a regular hive of activity, full of eager citizens.